Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome along to wild and windy Suffolk today. Absolutely crazy winds here today. I was waiting to record a video, but can't wait any longer. The wind is too strong, but hopefully it won't make too much noise in the video. So welcome along. If it's your first time here, welcome. This is what it's all about. I go for a walk in beautiful locations such as this, out into the in the forests of Suffolk, where I live in the UK. And I talk about things that are in the public consciousness, in the news, in the media, and I give my thoughts and opinions. If you're a returning subscriber, or 431 I think it is now, welcome back. Wonderful to have you here. Truly humbling to have so many people joining me for the journey. So welcome, thank you for being here. So today we're going to be talking about a subject that I don't know whether you've noticed, you know. I'm not supposed to talk about it because of the colour of my skin, which is kind of strange, but everything is racist. Does anybody notice that? Everything is racist. Now, we've heard stories, obviously, coming out of the US with, and the UK, of course, where I am. Institutional racism. Institutional, it's everywhere, obviously. Now, I'll preface this by saying, yes, of course there are racists in the world. Of course there are. Not all of them are white. You know, but the idea that that everything is racist is utterly ridiculous, totally, completely, utterly ridiculous, and it's spilled over not just in policing and governments and things like that, but now we're talking about climate change is racist. Truly. The thing that we've been living with the last year and a half, yeah, that thing, you know what I'm talking about. That thing that we're not allowed to talk about, that's racist too. So let's get into it a little bit, and we'll see where this ends up, because it is. I mean, I'm walking around just dumbfounded at the utter stupidity of what we're living through. Not just for this thing we've been living through for the last year and a half, but just the absolute, it's so bizarre, the narratives that they're trying to seed into the media and into our consciousness. They're so bizarre that I feel like I'm living in, Planet Cuckoo Land. It is insane what we're living through. So let's go back to everything is racist. Now, when this thing started, this thing that came out a year and a half ago, you know what I'm talking about, from China. When it started, there was Trump was saying it came from China, called it the China virus, or the Wu flu, or what I'm saying, the Kung flu, and we were all told that was racist to say that, even though you've got the Spanish flu. It didn't actually come from Spain, but it was called the Spanish flu. That wasn't racist. No. What else is there? Marburg virus. Marburg. From Marburg in Germany, came from a lab. Yeah, but that's not racist. But calling something that came from China, the China virus, that's racist, okay? That's racist. Now, as we've gone along and we've had every pharmaceutical company in the world wants to get their product out so they can make lots of money, obviously, because that's what it's about. It's about money. It's not about public safety. It's money. So we're all on the same page. Now, we're talking about racism, okay? Racism. Now, every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company has got their product out there to deal with this thing that we're not allowed to talk about, obviously, on social media and things like YouTube. We're not allowed to talk about it because, obviously, it's racist and they don't want racism on the platform. But all these pharmaceutical companies brought this out. Now, everyone's been flocking to go and get it. Strangely, an experimental, non-tested product. I personally, I don't get it, but whatever floats your boat. If that's what you want to do, you want to go and have something injected into you where you don't even understand what it is, but you didn't read their vaccine insert. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that word, am I? Whoops. But we'll see, But we're told that this is for our own good, okay? Our own good. We're something that has a 99.9% survival rate, but you need to stick some foreign substance in your arm just to ensure that it doesn't stop you from getting it. What? It doesn't stop you from transmitting it. What? Oh, that's strange. And now we've got these variants. They're going to kill us all. not that the flu has variants every year. That doesn't happen. So anyway, back to the racism. So the Chinese Communist Party, okay, we should trust them because they're wonderful and communism's excellent. Just ask any university student who's got a brain in their head. They all know communism is wonderful. Okay, and socialism as well, because it's wonderful. If you don't agree, then you're a racist. Truly, white supremacist. Now, what we've come to find out is the Chinese Communist Party says that doesn't matter what sticky, squirty thing you've had stuck in your arm, if you want to go into China, you have to have their one. That's not racist. Or is that... how do you even pronounce that? Pharmacologist. Yeah, it's racism against pharmaceutical companies because they're a race. Now, for a really bizarre turn in like stupidity, they're like, how far can we push the people before they realise that they're fucking idiots? We were told that climate change is racist, and also climate change is linked to the virus. Yeah, climate change caused the virus. Didn't come from a lab. That's all a fabrication. All those documents you've probably seen doesn't mean anything. All those emails where they talk about gain of function, that doesn't mean anything either. Just ignore everything that you've seen and heard, because don't believe your lying eyes. Believe what we tell you. Now, and I'm not joking when they say that there's the climate change is racist, because if you don't want to change your ways, okay, as a white person obviously, if I don't want to change my ways, if you don't want to change your ways, you're a bad person, because black and brown people are going to be more adversely affected than white people with climate change. Nothing like setting a narrative that's going to set people against each other, right? Because, as Uncle Joe said when he came into power with his, most votes ever in history of any president ever, because he's totally legitimate. What he said when he came into power, it's about bringing people together. Bringing people together under one socialist, communist, viewpoint, under dictator Joe. Yeah, but everything is racist, everything, and it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't. It could be about anything. It could be about anything. Oh, really? Yeah, your hair doesn't look very good today. Oh, you're a racist! How dare you? Greta von Doomsburg, how dare you? But yeah, we've been told all these narratives, and they're ridiculous, plainly ridiculous. But people spout them like they've just read it from an encyclopedia. I just heard this on CNN. It must be true, or BBC. BBC here in the UK. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, haven't been here, never lived here. Okay, we have a strange setup here in the UK where people, like, this is true story, people pay for a TV license, a license to watch television, right? Right, so this television license is to pay for the BBC, the British Broadcasting Commission. So the British people pay for their own programming, That's what TV shows are called, programs. Because you're being programmed. It's brainwashing. So the British people pay for their own brainwashing, propaganda from the BBC, because that's what the BBC is, a propaganda arm of the government. and of the deep state. Are we allowed to say that? Who knows? I'm going to say it anyway, fuck it. So the people pay for their own brainwashing here, okay? I don't. I refuse to pay. I will never ever pay for a TV license. Now, with that, the BBC, obviously it doesn't have adverts, okay? Because you're paying for it. But every other channel that you get in addition to your BBC programming, all the other programming, all the other channels, they come for free as well. Well, not all of them, but some of them. And they've got adverts in them. Okay, now, BBC, let's go a little bit of history on the BBC, shall we? Okay, the BBC, a news, it's supposed to inform you, news organisation, had a known paedophile necrophiliac working for them for 30 years. His name's Jimmy Savile. He's dead now, and the truth only came out about him when he was dead. Now, he was working for the BBC, they knew it, right, for 30 years, until he died, okay? He was knighted by the Queen, okay? No one knew. Bullshit. And then we have, a former British Prime Minister, Edmund Heath, was a pedophile that actually killed children as well. They came out after his death as well, and the BBC never reported on that either. There was a BBC reporter, Jill Dando, who was murdered on her front doorstep by what we're told was a crazy person when she was going to do a story about what? Maybe look it up. So the BBC's track record, also, let's not forget about 9/11. BBC reporter was in America reporting that Building 7 had fallen down before it had. It was still in the background of the shot, and the BBC reporter was there saying, yes, and Building 7 has come down at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was still in the background. But the BBC is totally legitimate. Totally legitimate news organisation that has paedophiles and reports fake information, fake news. It's a propaganda arm of the government. What it is. And I don't care where you are in the world. If you've got news on, it's propaganda. And lies and deceit. And I could come up with 1,000 different words for what it is. It's nonsense. It's garbage. It's bullshit. It's programming. It's propaganda. All they're doing is propagandizing you to the message that they want you to hear. It's not news anymore where they present the news, without any spin on it, without their thoughts and opinions. This is my thoughts and opinions. I don't call myself news. This is my thoughts and opinions on what's going on. You have to decide what's news for you and what's real. Go and have a look on the internet. There's all the information that you need at your fingertips. But people are lazy. People are lazy. They just want to sit there and be like, yes, oh yes, climate change is racist. All I can present to you as evidence. Now, I want you to try it for yourself. Don't just believe me. I don't expect anybody to believe a word that I say. I'm just a guy walking his bicycle through the forest on the internet. What credibility do I have? Even the people who know me, I say to them, go and check. Go and look. That's all you need to do. Just go and look and prove me wrong. Okay? Now, just try this. Try this with your friends. Okay? The people who believe that all this masks and all this nonsense that we're living through, right? I spoke to someone yesterday, he's a good friend of mine, who told me that someone else that we knew had the rona, had the cov, whatever the cool kids are calling it. I'm not sure, I'm not cool enough, obviously. Look at me. Look at the state of me. Shh. And he said that someone that we know, the same day, the coincidence is amazing. The same day that he went and got the sticky, squirty in his arm, he got the rona. That's why he got sick. There's a bit of a disconnect there, and he's not alone. And I'm not going to put it all on him and say it's because it's everybody, right? That we're told all these things that they're complete fabrications, they're lies, the total, complete, utter, total lies. All these variants, nonsense, utter, total nonsense. What's happening in India isn't happening in India. We're being told thousands of people. What we're not hearing about is ivermectin. Curing 98% of the people. Yeah, but we don't hear about that, do we? Why not? But there's a massive disconnect in people's minds where they can't put things together. And I said to my friend, and I've said to multiple people, it's not just one person, as I say, he's talking about cases. Oh, but the cases are going up. The cases. Because cases is what is important. It's not how many people are living. It's not how many people are recovering. It's the cases. So he said to me, oh, but the cases are going up with the new variant, the Delta variant, Delta Plus, because Delta wasn't scary enough. I'm waiting for the murder hornets with the Delta variant plus coming back. Then I might be a bit scared, but probably not. So the cases are going up, he says. The cases. So I said to him, but dude, even the creator, I can't think what his name was, of the PCR test, said that it should never be used to diagnose anything. All right? This is the creator of the test. So I think he might know Kerry Mullen, I think his name was. Look it up. You'll see. There's video of him online talking about it should never be used to diagnose anything. And then he died. When was it? Sort of October of last year. Nah, nothing to see here. No, it wasn't last year. It was October 2019. And he was quite young when he died too, but that was just coincidence, I'm sure. He said these tests should never be used to diagnose anything. Okay? The creator of the test. And here we are, our own Prime Minister here in this country, the buffoon that is Boris Johnson. I mean, let's not even go there. But this is a guy who's running the country. He even said in an interview, and I think I posted it in my Telegram. If you're not on Telegram, get on Telegram. There's a lot of information there. I posted on my Telegram, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of this country, okay? So they're not trying to hide it, but people just conveniently ignore or don't look at the information. He said the tests are 93% false positives. But all we're hearing about on the television is cases. Where are the cases coming from? From a faulty, well, it's not faulty, from a test that should never be used to diagnose anything with 93% false positives. But we're hearing about cases. You know what we're not hearing about? The yellow card reporting scheme here in the UK, which is the sticky, squirty thing that goes in your arm, adverse reactions. In America, it's called VAERS. I can't say the V word. But anyway, it's the adverse reactions reporting page for the one here in the UK is called Yellow Card Scheme. Go and have a look. So we need to do is go and read the information. Don't believe a word that I say, because who am I? Same in America. We're not hearing about those numbers. People who are being injured, people who are dying. And we're not talking about one or two, we're talking about tens of thousands. Hundreds of thousands of reported injuries, tens of thousands have died. But they're not important, because you're all part of a giant experiment that doesn't end until January 2023, I think, when the final when the reports start getting put together from all the data they've collected from the experiment that they're running right now. Now, I've heard reports, stories. I can't verify that they're true, so this is rumor and speculation. So I don't know. You can try and confirm to me if you've heard anything more, or if you have proof that there are people going in to get their sticky, squirty thing, and they're, depending on the colour of their skin, believe it or not, they're being told which one they are getting, which I think is kind of racist. But everything else is racist. Oh yes, this is climate change. I can't confirm that, obviously, but I have heard it from multiple sources. As I've never been into one of these centres and never will go into one of these centres, I don't know what the procedures are. So it does seem kind of strange that people would be given different product or a different batch, or but who knows? If you can confirm it, or if you can send me documentation that that's true, I'm willing to look at it. I don't know. It's like I say, rumor and speculation, but interesting to say the least. Now, as I said before, we're told that everything is racist, and they're using the race card for everything. Look what's happening in America. They're trying to, ensure the voting rules. I mean, I'm dumbfounded that people are not more upset about this. Trying to say that voter ID is racist is preposterous. The people who are saying it's racist are racist because they're trying to suggest that black and brown people are too stupid to know how to use the internet to go and find out where to get their ID. That's fucking racist. I mean, that's really, really, really bad. Now, I've been sort of dabbling in politics and this kind of arena for a while now, and I watched an interview back in the 90s, I think it was, when Clarence Thomas was being interviewed to join the Supreme Court in the US. And do you know who was interviewing him? Who was running the panel on whether Judge Clarence Thomas, which is a black guy by the way, to join the Supreme Court? You know who that was? That was Uncle Joe. Imagine my surprise. And if you haven't seen it, go and look. Very, very interesting. And he was accused of rape, I think, of somebody, and it all turned out to be complete bullshit. And Clarence Thomas actually said, "This is what happens to uppity blacks who try to get above their station." You know what I mean? It is, but Uncle Joe's about unity and bringing people together. The guy delivered a eulogy for the Grand Cyclops of the KKK when he died. But Biden is there for unity. He really is. Biden is there for unity, to bring people together. And I think that unity, I think the unity that he's speaking about is a joint hatred of everybody. He has a hatred of everybody. So does that thing that's calling herself VP now. I know that people are going to be upset with me, but she's the first woman vice president in the history of America. She's a wonderful person. This is the same person, by the way, who got so few votes to go forward in the presidential election. She had to drop out in the first round. But she's who called Uncle Joe a racist during the debates, and now she's running the country. Honestly. This is the same woman, the same woman who, as a lawyer, was locking black and brown people up for small crimes like smoking weed, right? Laughing about it, and then doing interviews where she's talking about listening to rap music and smoking weed. It's astounding. I seriously, I walk through the world and I look around me and I think, what happened here? Did I miss something? Did I drop too much acid when I was young? And this is all an acid flashback and I have no idea what the hell is going on because I'm in a place that I don't understand anymore. I don't know whether you are, but this is crazy. Now, I want to try and finish up because I don't want this to be too long. I'm almost at work as well. I'm on my way to work, obviously. In the rain and the wind, out in the weather. But here in the UK, obviously, if you haven't seen, there's been mass protests. I think the last one was like 2 million people came out. Nothing in the news, nothing at all, zero. The BBC, the British Broadcasting Commission, this is the largest news organisation in the world, refused to cover the event. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? I mean, this is news, right? This is all these crazy conspiracy theorists. Oh, they're just trying to make life difficult for the people who want to obey orders. Okay? whatever happened to the British people? Honestly, this is the same people that, that stood against the Nazis. Well, did they? But the same people that stood against the Nazis, who stood up against oppression, and here we are, just laying down and submitting and saying, yes, we'll do what we're told. Good little automatons. It's tragic. But anyway, look, we're getting off track. The Prime Minister has now come out and said we're going to lift the restrictions a month later than what they were supposed to be, and a year and a half after the 2 weeks to flatten the curve. We're going to lift the restrictions on the 19th of July. Promise, and broken promises all the way along. But anyway, let's see how we go. 19th of July, we're going to lift all the restrictions and let the people free. Even though we're 50,000 people, including the future King of England and his son. The future King of England joined 50,000 people at Wembley Stadium to watch the football the other day. But you're still going to stay locked down, wear your mask. So they've decided to lift all the restrictions as of the 19th of July. Do you know why they've done that? There is growing unrest in this country. And I'm not talking about just people going out and marching. I'm talking about growing unrest where people are getting to that point where they'll resort to doing things physically to people that are lying to them. Politicians, doctors, Chris Whitty. What happened to Chris Whitty in the park? Oh, but we have to defend Chris Whitty. No, we don't. No, we don't. Lying, cheating, scum of the earth are now recognising that the people of this country, or not all of them, but some of them, are very, 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 very upset. Including me. I am exceedingly upset. Yesterday I was livid. Absolutely livid. And my wife tried to calm me down in the morning. I had to throw some things around the backyard just to calm down a little bit, But what's going on here and around the world, sorry about the wind, I mean it is crazy out here. I'm out in the weather reporting. What's going on here is insane. Absolutely insane. And it's getting to that point, and I'm sure, a lot of places, I know Canada is on the tipping point. I know America is too. Australia, well, if all those people that just laid down and went, yes, we'll do what we're told because otherwise we'll all die. Maybe the youngsters in Australia might actually pull their head out of their ass and realise what's going on one day. I doubt it, but youngsters are fucked. That's all I can say. I've never seen a generation so much following orders in my life. It troubles me from politicians that they know are liars. So there's a growing unrest here in this country that could result in something like, a situation like V for Vendetta, for instance, where people come together and the government is dissolved in not a very nice manner. Let's put it that way. I don't want to see that happen. I don't advocate for violence. I don't want that to happen. But you can only push people so far before they're going to push back. And they're going to push back pretty hard. And then what's going to happen? The people push back hard. Politicians start to go shuffle off the face of the planet, let's say. I don't want to see that happen. Let's be clear about that. But let's just say that happens. What's going to happen? They're going to bring in the army. Are the army going to fire on their own people? How is that? How's the optics for that? This doesn't end well. We all have to stand in the face of this tyranny. Because if we don't, where are we going to be? There are a lot of good people doing good things in this world. But, I'll go back to, 4 or 5 years ago. Now, you may not like Trump, and if you don't, I get it. That's fine. But Trump said something very interesting when he was running for president. And he said, we're going to take the power from Washington and give it back to the people. Now, that might stand for in America, but that also stands for around the world. So people have forgotten that they are the powerful ones. We are the ones who are in control, and the politicians are there to serve us. So we have to take control of how we do things, which means non-compliance. No more compliance with these bullshit regulations. No more. That's it. Step foot down, line in the sand, not crossing it. Will not go any further. I have never worn a mask. I will never wear a mask. You have to decide for yourself what's good for you and how you're going to run your life. All that said, we have to go out, you, me, everybody. If you want to change the world, you have to be the change. So we have to go out there, we have to do things to help people, and we have to do things to shape the world in the way that we want it to be. Otherwise, somebody else will do it for us. You have to decide which side of the fence you're on, and what kind of world do you want to live in. That's the world you need to make by being that. So, all that said, get out into the world, do some good, be good. Look after people, look after yourself, and we'll change the world in our actions. Hope you have an awesome day. Love you lots. Thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you soon. Ciao.